Let's go to Jason in Huntsville, Alabama. Hi, Jason. Welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast.
Hey, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve, brother. What's up?
Amen. Actually, I've been following you for, 10, 12 years. Despite everybody saying you can't get rich doing the Dave Ramsey plan, listen to, the guys stand in front of a jet saying you should do this and that. I have done what you said and ended up debt-free at 33, 34. Bought the company I was working for, paid it off debt-free. Sitting here with a company, we grew from 3 to 10 million in a matter of about 8 years. Nice slow growth.
Man, you're a rock star. Way to go, dude. What kind of business is this?
Hey.
Say it again.
Heating and air conditioning.
I love it. Way to go, Jason. Well done,
no
sir.
No college education, just high school. Barely made it through high school. And, a lot of the teachers tell me I probably wouldn't make much of myself because I turned down some free rides to college that I had available. And anyway, long story short, I'm sitting here with actually 2 HVAC companies. I bought one last year, small company, guy ready to retire, and bought him out, and we've grown it, showing 30 to 40% profit margins there. And then my larger company is about 10 million, and we're doing about a 20% margin with it. And I've got a team. I don't have to go into work about 1 hour a year. They take care of me like family, and I take care of them. And I don't go in. I spend time with my kids. I've worked 90 hours a week to get here, and now I'm giving my little girls their daddy back. And so have a good life. And these equity firms have offered me some crazy money, like 11 times EBITDA number, which is unheard of in our industry. And I'm sitting here thinking, do I cash out at 43 or do I stick with it and just keep building this empire?
So they're offering you like what, $20 million?
21 million to walk away, and most equity firms want you to work 2 years. You know how that works.
Yeah.
And this one, because I have it set up so well, and like I said, the team I have is, absolutely strong team, and they just take on any challenge. These guys see that, and they're willing to just pay me, walk away, and then pay me rent on my building, and just write me off. The catch is the previous owner that I bought out was a really good guy, and he knew that I was a Dave Ramsey fanatic, and so instead of going into the bank and borrowing multi-millions of dollars, he worked with me and allowed me to pay him 3% of the gross yearly, and I owe him 4 more years of that. So his payout would be about 1.3 million of that. So I would be somewhere around 19.7, 19 and some change.
Those teachers are right. You didn't make much of yourself.
I didn't, and I'm not. There's one book author that says,
"How old are you?"
I'm 42.
You killed it, man. I'm so proud of you. Well
Thank you,
done.
man. I've been doing the envelopes, and my wife and I got on board, and we didn't even do rice and beans. We didn't go that crazy with it. Could have got there a little quicker, but we still did some vacations. We didn't do loans on the vacations, but and I listen to a lot of these entrepreneurs, these motivational people standing in front of these jets and saying, what I'm talking about, if you're broke, listen to Susie Orman. If you're middle class, listen to Dave Ramsey. Well, I've been listening to Dave Ramsey, and I feel like it was not that hard. It was hard, but it was not that hard. And I did not have to leverage my family for it.
Your teachers were wrong, and apparently those folk are wrong. So it's okay. We got that in common. So do I want $2 million a year and continue to own and operate this thing, which is what you're making, right?
Yes.
$1.5 million, $2 million, or do I want $20 million in the bank?
Yep.
That's the question on the table.
16
and
after tax.
And really, what the question around that then is what do you want to do with your life?
Well,
you're only
honestly,
42.
Dave, I do what I want now. I don't go to. I don't go to work.
If you make $2 million a year, you already do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you've got the management team, the leadership team dialed up where they're running the freaking thing, and you're just, you're checking your metrics and making sure they're hitting their numbers, and you're handling crises. But other than that, they're running the day-to-day ops, right?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have a bad life. It's not like you're, overworked or stressed or something here. So it's just, what do you want to do with your life? Now, I will tell you that, and you can, and there's no wrong answer. If you go, I've got this thing I want to work on, I'm going to take the $20 million, I'm going to do this and this and this. I'm going to take the $20 million and do nothing is a stupid idea.
Sure.
That's not going to work for you because you're not a guy who does nothing.
Yeah.
It won't work. I had a buddy of mine sold out a whole series of stores he had built at 32 years old. He put almost as much as you're talking about in investments at 32, and he was a big bass fisherman, and he went bass fishing and got fat. And, figured out that bass weren't that much fun.
Yeah.
They don't get in a boat often enough, apparently. But so I mean, he lasted about 5 years, and he went back out there and started buying stuff again, and went back in business, and then he closed that business and opened another business. He's a serial entrepreneur, is what he is. So, but the point of the story is that doing nothing is a bad plan. If end game is I get to do nothing with this money, then that's a bad plan. If you got something you really, really, really want to go do with it, that's fine. But you are a doer, and you're going to be unhappy with a doing nothing, no matter how much money's involved. Because if you eat enough lobster, it tastes like soap.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Because the first 4 years of kind of retiring, once I've got a team, I hired my high school buddies, a lot of them just my friends. I brought them in, trained them, and said, "Hey guys, run this. I'm going to pay you 6 figures and enjoy your life." We're going to do
all the
good
guys
things.
that I know that have sold their businesses without a game plan to go on to the next thing have regretted it. And I've got about 5 of them popping into my mind right now, anywhere from 15 million to 400 million. I actually know one guy sold his for 11 billion, and it was 20 years ago, and he's still, when I'm with him, I played golf with him not long ago, and he was telling me, all he could talk about is the old days when he was doing something, and because he's a doer, So no, you need to, if you're going to sell it so that you can do X, and you need to be able to tell me what X is.
And so you make a lot of sense, because I turned them down on the I signed the LOI, met with them, and after some further consideration, I backed out of the deal. It's been past 90 days. They've come back with a new LOI, and I've decided, I kind of made the decision to not sell. And I just want
it's
to make
nice
sure
for the pretty girl to want to go on a date with you, but not if you don't intend to marry her. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right. And you're right about the lobster tasting like soap. I mean,
there's only so much of this crap you can do.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. After 4 years of hunting, fishing, doing that stuff, and spending time with my kids, you're just like, I mean, if you spend every day, and I love my family, but 24 hours a day, eventually you're like, okay, I got to get a break. You've got to have something that pushes you, because the most depressing time of my life has been with me sitting there with money in the bank and nothing to drive me. So I've had to find other things to drive me, because when I come into work now, everybody looks at me like, "What are you doing? What are you doing here?"
Well, and you need to work on it, what you can expand and what you can do with the business and grow it from here. Because the thing is, you have to find some things to break before they're broken, because your leadership team is probably not doing that at this stage of the game. And so you need to go in there and break some eggs if you're going to keep it. And not bust the whole thing up, but you need to look around the edges of this and go, I don't know. I'm so proud of you, Jason. You're a rock star, man. And
Thank you, man.
You need to send that LOI to your old teacher and just write across the top of it. Nah.
I want to do that.
I'm kidding.
Bad,
don't really do it. But you want to. Yeah.
They actually called me for sponsorship and for the school, and I did some things. And,
sponsor. Just buy the school. It's okay.
Well, I just anyway. They
ought to, man. I mean, you ought to have some fun with it. That's the whole idea. I'm so proud of you. Well done. I don't think you're going to sell it, because I don't think you know what you're going to do. So I'm probably keeping it. And the only reason you run an end game like this, I have a liquidity moment, and that's your end game. We're going to take our money out and go. Is if you're going somewhere. Building something for a builder is why we're put on the planet. Doing something for a doer is why we're here. And you get joy out of your entrepreneurship. And so you better find another outlet for that. Otherwise, this money is just going to be a big old stack of green bills. And it's really not going to be that fun. And it's not like, the heating and air business is going to go away, and so you should take your money while you can. I think people are probably still going to be warm and cool 10, 15 years from now, and they're going to need you to do it. So I'm going to keep it and run it. We did have a radio guy ask us one time at one of these radio conventions. Dr. Laura had just sold her radio her radio show for 78 million to Premiere, which is now called iHeart. And the guy, everybody was going around, Dr. Laura, because we're about the same size she was. And they're like, okay, Ramsey, what's your end game? Translation is when you're going to sell. And I'm like, my end game is keep doing this forever. And he's like, no, I know, but no, he couldn't get his head around the idea that I was going to keep working because I like what I do. I get great joy from it. And so does Jason. Way to go, Jason. You're a rock star, man.